Welcome to our masterclass, How to Turn Any Idea in Any Industry into Income. I am Coriel, excited as always that so many women around the world who could be anywhere tonight decided to be in here with me investing in themselves. So if you are joining me for the very first time, I hope that you enjoyed tonight's session. I'm not sure how you found me, maybe on Instagram, maybe you're on my email list, maybe you attended Work Price Slay or Busy at the Beach, maybe word of mouth. However you got here, I want you to know that I do not believe in coincidences. I know that we are connected for a reason. And so anything, even if it's one thing that you take away from tonight's class, that means I did my job. That means I did what I came here to do. I am all about teaching, and I really want to help you by teaching you my lessons learned, all right? So let me introduce myself quickly, and then we are going to get into tonight's lesson. So I am a two-time author and award-winning serial entrepreneur. You name it, I've done it. Literally, if it is legal, I have sold it. And I'm an educator that managed to turn my $32,000 teaching salary into a six-figure brand. So typically when I say that, the next thing people ask is, well, like, how did you do it? How did you turn that little baby check into a six-figure brand actually doing what you love? And the short, sweet, quick answer is multiple streams of income. I did not create six figures doing just one thing. I'm not a t-shirt guru. I'm not a travel guru. I'm not a master salesman. I have been able to literally build a life that I love, doing the things that I love through multiple streams of income. And so although I understand that entrepreneurship is not for everyone, and this workshop is not specifically for entrepreneurs, even though entrepreneurship is not for everybody, multiple streams of income is, all right? So no matter who you are, where you are, what your skills are, what your experiences are that you are bringing to the table, you deserve multiple streams of income. And so I have literally created coaching programs and a consulting business where I am supporting millennials with monetization strategies. So that's really like a fancy way of saying I help people get paid. So no matter what industry you're in, no matter what city you're in, I have clients around the world, right? As long as you got Wi-Fi, we can create some money. And so that is what I have the pleasure of being able to do literally on a daily basis, helping people who want to create a side hustle or entrepreneurs who want to create new streams of income so that they can diversify their revenue streams within their business. That is my specialty. So I don't boast or brag about being like the best business coach. There are a million people out there in the world who know business front to back, got degrees and years of experience that I don't have. But what I am confident in and what I do specialize in is money making strategy. So helping you figure out how you can turn your idea into a stream of income, or how you can further monetize the skills that you already have, the experiences that you're already bringing to the table, how to really get paid for the things that you're already doing and that you're already passionate about. So multiple streams of income is my thing. I have been blessed to work with clients that are bakers, that are realtors, that are fitness experts and personal trainers and fashion stylists, life coaches. I've worked with authors. I've worked with boutique owners. I've worked with a bail bonds company owner, like the most random things, musicians, estheticians, you name it. If creating income is your goal, then I am your girl. And that is what I like to be able to help people do. And there's tons of reasons, why I am super passionate about multiple streams of income. Probably the biggest perk or the biggest benefit of multiple streams of income is that I realize that there's no such thing as security. Right? There's no such thing as security. And a lot of us millennials were led to believe that all we had to do, well, I'll say like the older millennials. I'm like an old millennial. But we were led to believe that all we had to do is like go to school, work hard, study hard, get a degree, graduate, get a good job, and life was going to be good. And that is not the case. All right. Sally Mae is chasing us down. These jobs are overworking us and underpaying us. It's just not the life that a lot of us thought we were going to live. And so multiple streams of income has afforded me and a lot of the people that I'm connected to with the opportunity to create more freedom in their life and with the opportunity to really be able to do the things that they love to do and are passionate about doing. All right. So that is kind of a little bit of background about me and part of the reason why I really wanted to present this masterclass, and also part of the reason why I've literally dedicated part of my life to helping other people get paid. So one thing that you might have heard me say before, you are probably going to hear me say again, is that you don't have a money problem. Right? 9 times out of 10, you don't have a money problem. You have a mindset problem. Most of us, and I'm willing to say all, I'm willing to go out on a limb and just say all of us have a skill that we've been getting paid for at least the last 5 or 10 years, right? There's something that you're doing that somebody's been willing to pay you for. So there's some skill that you have that if you get a little creative, if you get out of your own way, then you will realize that you can be utilizing these same skills to make money on your own. You can be using these same skills in a creative way to get paid on your own terms. And so I want to start off by just letting you know that no matter who you are, where you are, what industry you're in, what type of idea you have, whether it's a t-shirt line, investment business, a mobile app, you want to start selling bundles, a lash line, whatever it is that you want to do, you first have to realize that you are capable of doing it and that you did not get that idea for no good reason, right? If you feel like this is something that God has placed in your spirit, on your heart for you to do, it wasn't a coincidence. It didn't happen by chance. And so you have to understand that when you are given that vision, you are also gifted with everything you need or connected to everything you need to make it happen, to bring it to life. All right. So a lot of times we just got to get out of our own way. And that comes with creating a new mindset. So just a couple years ago, I was that overworked, unfulfilled, underpaid teacher that was depending on one stream of income. And it wasn't until I developed a new mindset and I changed my mind about a couple of things that I realized that how I thought about things, aka my mindset, had a direct reflection on my money. When my mindset started to change, my money started to change. And so these were a couple of the mindset shifts that it took for me to be able to get to the place where I am now, where I can even get out of my own way for long enough to create one stream of income, let alone create multiple streams of income and then manage those streams, right? So one thing that I had to realize is that learning won't equal earning unless I actually apply the lessons learned. Learning won't equal earning unless I apply the lessons learned. So a lot of us, and I'm guilty, so this is no shade if this applies to you, because I do it too. A lot of us sign up for all of these email lists. We sign up for all of these free ebooks and these free guides and these free webinars. We sign up for everything that people offer us for free in our mailbox. Sometimes we even pay a couple dollars. We'll pay $5, $10, $15, $25, right? We'll pay a couple dollars, but we don't really value the information. And because we don't value it, guess what? We don't apply it. And if you don't apply the things that you're taking your time, investing your time in learning, it doesn't matter how many lessons you learn if that lesson just sits up on the bookshelf, right, and collects dust. How many of us have read books? We felt like, oh my God, we had this aha moment. We just knew our life was going to be changed forever because we were going to start doing X, Y, and Z, and we're just going to start living a new life. And about 30, 45 days after we got done reading that book, after we set all these intentions, after we said we was going to do all this stuff, life came at us fast and we're back to living our same comfortable life. How many of us have gone to conferences and attended events, even gone to church, and we got all empowered and inspired and motivated and we were excited, and then shit got real when we got home and it was like, no, boo, I'm living the same life. Like, we are back to reality when the excitement wears off, when the energy wears off, when we're not surrounded by those people and that excitement, and life comes at us fast and all we have is ourselves and our own mind and our own thoughts, then we're not really applying the lessons learned. So it's not just about putting yourself in the environment to learn. It's about, once you go home, are you applying those lessons? All right. So the first thing I had to realize is that it didn't matter how many classes I took. It didn't matter how many programs I signed up for. It didn't matter how many ebooks and guides I downloaded. If I wasn't actually going to apply the lessons learned, then I was wasting my time. So that's one thing I had to realize. Another thing I had to realize, and teaching taught me this quick, but it was that I'd never create wealth with one stream of income. Wealthy people have diverse portfolios. That means they got some money in stocks. They might be trading Bitcoin. They got money invested in this business over here. They do consulting on the side. They have all of these multiple streams because they realize that if they depend on one stream, they're never going to be able to build wealth, because 9 times out of 10, that one stream, your one job, that 9 to 5, that barely pays your bills. Most of the people I know who just work a 9 to 5 are barely paying their bills. They're living paycheck to paycheck. Majority of the people who work a 9 to 5 do not have a lot of money saved up. They're not investing in the stock market or investing in real estate or investing in other businesses. They're barely getting by. So that one stream of income is not going to really create wealth. You might be able to live a comfortable life and pay your bills. Like, you might not be struggling. It goes so fast. And when I was a teacher, I literally got paid one time a month. Anybody in here get paid just one time a month? Let me know if you can relate, because that's a special type of struggle. That one paycheck every 30 days struggle, that's a whole nother type of struggle. If you get paid bi-weekly, you don't know this struggle, okay? As teachers, we are not only overworked and underpaid, but we are paid one time a month. And so you have to stretch that baby paycheck over those 4 weeks. And I'm telling you, what you're eating on that 4th week, it don't look like what you was eating on that first week when you got paid. Okay, you was going to the happy hour. You was hanging out on the weekends during those first 2 weeks. By the last week, you are eating ramen noodles and debating whether or not you're going to fill up your gas tank or just put $10 into the next paycheck. Like, the struggle is really real. And so when you only have one stream of income, there is no cushion, right? If your car breaks down, you're struggling. If your car breaks down on you and you only have one stream of income, you are really trying to figure out what is going to go unpaid this month. All right. So that is one realization that you have to come to, is that the things that we've been led to believe that you could just graduate, like work hard, study hard, graduate, get a good job, and live happily ever after, it ain't true. All right. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but that's one thing that you have to realize. Another thing that I had to realize, that you're going to have to realize, is that there's no such thing as security. Okay. There's literally no such thing as security. It doesn't exist. So that job that you might have worked hard and studied hard and applied hard, interviewed hard to get, is not secure. I remember my junior year of high school, my mom moved us from Chicago to Tennessee for a job. 6 weeks after we got to Tennessee, guess what company shut down? The company that had just moved us from Chicago to Tennessee. I had literally just started this new school. My mom had just signed this new lease on this apartment, and the job shut down. So talk about security. You have literally bet your last on this job, on this new opportunity. My mom had just got a divorce. She saw this as like her way out. She was, starting over, starting fresh. And here she was, hit with a ton of bricks, 6 weeks later, the company's done. It's over with. All right. So one very hard reality check. Just a couple, maybe 2 years ago, one of my aunts who had literally graduated from college went and worked for this bank and had been working for this bank since since college graduation, right? Literally that long. Now she's in her 50s, goes to work. This was in December, so right before Christmas, goes to work only to find out that her position had been eliminated and replaced by, guess what? A fresh college graduate who was demanding a much lower salary. These older people, these seasoned people who have been so loyal to these jobs are literally being traded in for people who are demanding less of a paycheck because they're fresh out of college. So these jobs that they're loyal to, that they've been loyal to, are providing no security. All right. So there's no such thing as security. Your best bet is to create your own security. So a lot of my clients come to me when their one stream of income that their business has, maybe they're, I don't know, selling products online, that one stream is not doing well, right? That one thing has dried up. So now they want to diversify. Now they want to figure out how they can create a new product or how they can create a service since they already have a product. Now they want to create something else for their audience so that they don't have to depend on this one stream. If your clientele and this one thing dries up, what do you have to depend on? So as an entrepreneur or as a side hustler, when you have multiple streams of income, you have multiple opportunities to make money. So if I'm not making money doing A, I can go out and do B, or I can offer C and be able to, still feed my family at the end of the day. Last but not least, I had to understand, and you are going to have to understand, that there is never a perfect time to get started, okay? There's never a perfect time. There's never the perfect moment. There's never the perfect amount of money. Well, I guess $1 million would probably be perfect, but the chances that you or I are going to wake up like tomorrow with $1 million to start this business, probably not going to happen. So there's never a perfect time. If you're waiting on a perfect time, you will literally be waiting forever. So we are in December. We are rolling around to 2019. Everybody is going to be shouting about new year, new me. We got new intentions. We're setting New Year's resolutions, all of this stuff. So perfect time for all of the peoples who like to lie around this time of year. Perfect time for y'all to come on out and invest in yourself. If there ever was a perfect time, now is the time. New year coming. Why not secure this new bag? So mindset got to change in order for your money to change. That is number one. Tonight, I want to share with you 5 steps. We're going to go through 5 steps to turn your idea into a stream of income. And again, it doesn't matter what industry you are in, whether you are in the baked goods industry, the real estate industry, the finance industry, the closet organization industry, the DIY, and it doesn't matter what it is that you want to do or what type of idea you have, whether you want to start a coaching program, you want to write a book, you want to start slanging, bracelets out your trunk, whatever you want to do. These same 5 steps can be applied to any idea in any industry. All right. So read between the lines. If you feel like what I'm saying doesn't apply to you, think about it again, because I'm sure there is a way that you can apply these 5 steps to your idea. And then we're going to talk about how to make it all make sense. Now, if you have been on one of my classes before, then you know that there are always perks for participation, and there's always perks for sticking around to the end. I always have something exclusive, something special, something that I'm sharing for the very first time that you do not want to miss. So definitely make sure that you are tuned in until the very end. If I ask a question, make sure you are answering and commenting and chatting, participating in the chat box, so I don't feel like I am talking to myself. All right, so let's get into it. Step number 1 in really turning your idea, again, doesn't matter what the idea is. Step number 1 in turning that idea into a stream of income is to connect with your core. So I have literally started about 7 different businesses. It wasn't until I got to business number 5 that I actually had like something solid. I really had some systems in place. I had some strategies. I hired my first coach. That's like the first business that put me on the map. And the thing that was different about business number 5, which was the Single Wives Club, that I didn't have with business number 1, 2, 3, and 4, is business number 5 was actually connected to my purpose. And so whether you want to start a side hustle or you want to start like that legacy building brand, like that brand that you'll be able to leave to your children, it doesn't matter which one. I can help you with both. But when we are talking about really, really making that lasting income, really, really building a brand and something that you can start and build long term, you want to make sure that it's tied to something you believe in, something that is related to your purpose. So the difference with the Single Wives Club versus everything else that I was doing before, planning parties, having like these in-home girls night out, I was doing all of these things that didn't work for me. And those things didn't work because I didn't believe in them, I wasn't confident in them, and I didn't connect with them. They weren't things that I was passionate about. They weren't things that I could defend. They weren't things that I could openly talk about, that I was excited to talk about, that I really believed in, so I didn't have to sell them. When I created the Single Wives Club, I didn't even really know that I was starting a business. Like, I wasn't trying to start this movement. I wasn't trying to change the world. I was literally trying to help myself, and I was trying to help my homegirls. It was just me and my homegirls in my living room trying to figure out what the hell were we doing with these dudes? Like, why was our dating life what it was, and how we needed to invest in ourselves to prepare for the next level, which was becoming a wife. That's what we had the hopes of doing. What do we need to do now so that we can get to this point? And it was really me just coming from the place of being a single woman and wanting to help myself and wanting to help other women who could relate. And it wasn't until I really tapped into my purpose of educating and empowering and teaching that I really started to not just make money, but also make an impact. So I like to say that your purpose is what pays you. You can make money selling hair. You can make money designing t-shirts. You can make money doing a whole bunch of foolishness. But until you really, truly tap into what God is calling you to do, like tap into that thing that you were born to do. Now, that thing that you were born to do can still break down into t-shirts and break down into events and break down into personal styling. It can still break down into those different products and services. But I really want you to understand that it has to be tied to something you're passionate about. If what you set out to do, this amazing money-making, game-changing idea that you have, if this thing is not tied to something that you are passionate about, when shit gets real and the road gets rough and you want to break down and cry, unless you are passionate about it, unless it's something that you are confident in, unless it's something that you really truly believe in, it's going to be hard for you to keep going. So I really want for you to understand that step 1 in turning your idea into a stream of income, before you can get there, you have to connect with your core. So throughout tonight's masterclass, I'm going to be asking you a series of questions. You can jot down these questions, ask yourself these questions, think about it. But of course, you want to go back later and ask yourself these questions and actually jot down some thoughts. But think about what you are actually being called to do. So I'm guilty. Okay. Again, any of the stuff I say tonight, I am not throwing shade. I'm being real. These are the things that I am guilty of doing. Even today, like I'm guilty of doing this right now. How many of you get on Instagram and you are so inspired by the things that people are doing that you start to think that you can do those same things? So you see so-and-so selling, at one point everybody was selling a tea, and you started feeling like you had to sell the tea. At one point people were selling the wraps, and you thought, well, maybe I could get out here and rap. a lady or two. Somebody might be trading currency and you think, oh, a little Bitcoin. I could trade a little Bitcoin. Like everybody doing that. That gotta be easy. I can do that. Guilty, right? We've all done it. We've gotten on Instagram. We think, oh, such and such is doing that. I can do it too. And guess what? You can do it. You might make a couple coins, but if that's not what you are literally being led to do, it's not going to last. If you are spending your time doing something that you are not being led to do, it will not last. It might make you a couple dollars. Like you might be able to buy some Christmas gifts with those coins, but you're not really going to be able to build on that. You're not really going to be able to build a business, create a system and a structure and a strategy around that thing. So instead of getting on the gram and getting so inspired that you start to imitate what other people are doing, I want you to really, truly spend time asking yourself, what is God calling you to do? And here is some of the questions, some of the things that you can think about to figure out what you're being called to do. Because sometimes it's like, okay, I get it. I got to figure out what I'm called to do. I got to figure out my purpose. But how do I do it? Like how? How do I figure that out? So one example that, led me to figuring out my purpose was pain, a painful situation, a painful experience. So not only was I engaged and called off that engagement, it was an abusive relationship. And when I got out of that abusive relationship, I really felt like I could do anything. If I could make it out of this, I could survive anything. Like I can do anything I set myself up to do, anything I set my mind to do, anything I set an intention for, I can manifest it. I knew that after that experience. And aside from me learning that, I also realized I'm not the only single woman out here that is willing to trade my soul, right? I'm willing to sell my soul for this ring. How many single ladies can relate? How many of y'all single ladies have been so desperate? You don't have to say me, like you don't have to admit it. You can keep it to yourself. But I know y'all can admit to being so lonely at night sometimes that you're like, look, God, just send him. Whoever he is, I'll dust him off. I'll fix him up. I'll do whatever it takes. Like I will make it work. Just send him to me. That's who I was when I got engaged. That's the only way that I could have been crazy enough to accept the treatment that I was accepting. That was the only way that I was willing to be involved in an abusive relationship, to be so down and out, so dusty and busted, like that I was willing to accept that. Had to been crazy, had to been desperate. So I realized after that engagement, I realized my wrongs, right? I realized that I got myself into that situation because of what I was willing to accept. And I realized that other women out there needed help getting out of those situations. And once they got out of those situations, they needed help figuring out their next steps, how to make their next move, their best move. That was my core. That was my pain. And that was tied to my purpose. That was an experience that I had been through that had taught me such a profound lesson that I knew that lesson wasn't meant to be in vain. I knew that God wanted me to do something with that lesson. And so I decided to share my story. I decided to use my lessons learned. I decided to talk to the woman that was recently, that had just broken off her engagement and needed a word of encouragement. Talk to the single women who knew that they wanted to become wives but didn't know how to connect the dots. Talk to the single ladies who wanted to use this time while they were wives in waiting to become their best self, right? That was a very real place that I was in life that people could connect to. That was my core. But before I could connect to my audience, which is going to be the next step, before I could connect to other people, I had to connect with myself. So a lot of y'all are signing up for these classes. Y'all are signing up for these coaching programs. Y'all are signing up for all of this stuff so that other people can give you the answers. But guess what, boo? You're the only one that know what you've been through. You're the only one that knows what you've been through that could benefit someone else. All right? So think about that. What have you been through? What was that painful experience? And it doesn't necessarily have to be like a relationship. Maybe it was a painful financial situation. Maybe it was something health related. Maybe it was something dealing with a loved one. I have a friend who literally her mom was an addict, right? And because she has had to deal with the trauma of having a parent addicted to drugs, it wasn't until she dealt with that trauma that she really started to make money in her business. It was like once she got over that trauma, once she worked through that pain, once she really, really let go of that baggage, she made space for all of the blessings. She made room mentally and spiritually to be able to connect with her purpose. So sometimes the things that are the most painful experiences for you are tied to your purpose. Sometimes the things that God has put you through are literally meant to break you down so that you can build yourself up and then turn around and teach somebody else how to build themselves up. All right. So you have to understand that before you can turn this amazing idea into income, you want to make sure this amazing idea is connected to your purpose. So your amazing idea might be to start a lash line. Well, guess what? I'm not saying that your lash line is not connected to your purpose. Maybe on a bigger level, your purpose is to help women feel beautiful. Y'all know what a good lash can do for your face, okay? Some of us, like, we don't even have to we barely got to put on lip gloss if we have a good lash on, okay? A nice lash can just do something to make you feel beautiful. And you know, if you feel good, if you think you look good, wait, how is it? If you feel good, if you look good, you feel good. There it is. So when you look good, you feel good. So if you create this lash line that literally is changing the lives of women because it's making them feel better about themselves, maybe your bigger purpose is helping women feel beautiful. Because maybe you went through something as a child where you didn't always feel beautiful. Maybe you grew up with a beauty queen sister and you felt less than, and you have whatever this traumatic childhood experience that you've been through that made you really, really care about helping women feel beautiful, understanding the value of feeling beautiful and confidence. Whatever you've been through that is tied to your purpose, you want to figure out how to get paid from that. If you can build on that, you can literally create that legacy building business. It doesn't have to be like this get rich quick thing. All right. There is so many paychecks that are tied to your purpose. But first, you got to spend time really, really figuring out what your purpose is by connecting with your core. And a lot of this is self-work. A lot of this is work that you have to do for yourself. You cannot hire someone to do this work for you. You got to do a little digging and figure out what it is that God is calling you to do. What's that thing that no matter how old you get, no matter where you move, no matter what job you start, you still keep going back to this one thing. You're still interested in this one thing. You still find yourself watching YouTube videos on this one subject, on this one topic. You find yourself in conversations about this one thing. I don't care if it's puppies, zodiac signs, real estate, travel, whatever it is that you find yourself drawn to, that is a part of your purpose. So it could be something that you're passionate about, or it could be some painful situation that you've experienced. But I promise you, it wasn't until I started a business from that authentic place where I could really, really relate to my audience, where I could really, really craft the story. It wasn't until I really tapped into that I really started a business that could be profitable. It wasn't until that fifth business that I realized I had to connect with my core. And again, I wasn't even trying to start a business. I was really, truly just trying to help myself and help other people. And the best businesses are those that solve a problem. All right. So step one, you got to connect with your core. The next thing you have to do is consider your expertise and your experiences. All right. Do not discount your skill set. I talk to women on a daily basis. I'm having strategic planning sessions daily with women who do not realize their value. They're either overcharging or undercharging for their services, undervaluing themselves, or they're just not making enough money because they don't realize all that they could be doing with the skills that they have. All day, every day, I hear women say, oh my God, I never thought of that. You are so right. I don't know why I'm not already doing X, Y, Z. Because standing in your own way. You're not thinking about all of the skills that you really truly have. So again, a lot of this stuff is self-work. You're going to have to do this work yourself. You can't hire someone that can tell you about you. So you got to think about these questions. What are some of the transferable skills that you've attained over the years? If you are over the age of 25 and you've been working since you were 16, you have at least 9 years worth of skills. I don't care if these are retail skills. You worked in the bank. You worked at the pet shop. You worked as a receptionist. You worked at your mom's office on the weekends. Whatever skills you have been accumulating over the years, all of those skills can be used in a side hustle. All of those skills can be used to start a new stream. All of those skills can be used in your business. All of those skills can be used and taught to someone else. Teaching someone your skills can be a business in and of itself. All right. So you got to figure out what you are bringing to the table. And a lot of times people aren't making money, again, because of their mindset. They don't even realize all of the skills that they could be using. There are websites out there that you can literally use your bookkeeping skills, use your tax skills, use your credit repair skills, use your word processing skills. You might just be good at typing, like your word per minute average is through the roof. You can use those skills to get paid right now, today. You just got to get out of your own way. So number one, what transferable skills have you attained over the years? A really quick way to answer this question, jot down all of the jobs you've had, right? Jot down all of the jobs that you've had over the years, and then think about the skills that they taught you. So I worked at a bank. We learned a lot about savings products and money management, right? I worked in retail. That taught me about customer service. As much as I hated it, some of those same customer service things that I learned working at Rave. Y'all remember Rave? Don't judge me, but I definitely worked at Rave. It was like the worst job ever. But at Rave, I learned some customer service skills. All right. That counts. Okay. I was a telemarketer. Guess what I learned as a telemarketer? How to sell. You would not believe how many people paid me $800 for a subscription to, U.S. News and World Report, a magazine, $800 out of their minds, but they paid it based off of this sales script that I learned at this telemarketing job. Those same skills come in handy today. All right. When I worked at a daycare, it taught me patience. When I was a teacher, it taught me lesson planning. Literally the same skills that I used as a classroom teacher to teach my second and third graders, I use those same skills to create this course tonight. Everything counts. Every single experience, every single tool, every trick you've learned over the years count toward something. All right. Aside from just figuring out the transferable skills that you have, what things have always come naturally for you? So there's literally things that I've been doing my entire life, whether I was in elementary school, high school, college, teaching, a bartender, an entrepreneur. I've been doing it my whole life. Like forever, I've been doing X, Y, and Z. What are those things that people can say about you from childhood? Like if your homegirl was going to do an interview on the True Hollywood story about your life, what are the things that she would say about you? Guess what my best friend would say about me? And I'm not lying. This is true. Don't judge me. The one thing that I was obsessed with as a child, I'm talking like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. The one thing I was obsessed with was cash registers. I'm talking obsessed. So like I saved up all of my money because I found out that they were selling cash registers for like $149 at Office Max. Okay. I saved up my allowance for weeks to buy this cash register. And do y'all know my hating mama would not let me buy this cash register? I still argue with her about that, but I was obsessed with cash registers. When I would go into the department stores, I would sneak into the different sections and tap the little buttons on the cash registers. Back then, I didn't really know why. Like I really just love cash registers. Then once I got a computer, I love to type. Like I was on the computer all night long. Oh my God, don't let me get started on AOL. Like when AOL came out, your girl was on there all day and all night. Okay. There was just something about cash registers and computers. And guess what? Those typing skills that I developed back then on AOL, those that obsession with the cash register turned into me getting my first job at 14 because I was so obsessed still at 14 with the cash register. I just had to get a job and finally get my hands on a cash register. That job at 14 taught me work ethic. I've literally been working ever since, and I have a crazy work ethic because of it. So there are certain things, certain parts of my character, certain parts of my personality, certain things that I've always been obsessed with, that I've always been interested in, that I've always been good at. There's things that I am doing right now today that I've always done. All right. So what has always come naturally for you? What have you always been complimented on? Maybe it's dance class. Like I literally have a client who is an engineer by day, and we are starting a brand new stream, and it's virtual dance classes, right? So she was a dance girl in high school. She was a majorette in college. She's an engineer now, but she still loves to dance. So she takes, little classes here and there. And because she has these years, literally years of training, years of experience, years of skills, why should that go to waste? Just because she's like too old to necessarily like be on a dance team. So she's using those transferable skills to teach online dance classes for kids, for teens, for adults, as workout. Like there are skills that you have no matter what they are. They could be silly skills to you, but somebody is willing to pay you for them. All right. So really spend time figuring out what your expertise is in and what your experiences are that you can use to turn this idea into a stream of income. All right. So hopefully you got some creative juices flowing. What are some of your skills? Let me know what skills y'all have that you feel like you've always been doing, a strength that you have that you think could make work. All right, connecting with people, organizing. What else? Customer service. Listen, it don't matter what industry you are in, customer service goes so far because these people, oh my God, start a business and people will try you, all right, all day long. Keisha, planning vacations. Hey, Keisha girl, one of my travel agents is in the building. Writing creatively, drawing, dancing, planning events, speaking, investigating, training, prioritizing, connecting people. Yes, being social. Doing hair, listening, research skills, teaching, literally every single thing. And I'm not exaggerating. Let me scroll so I make sure I'm not lying. Let me scroll. Every single thing that you all said is literally a skill that you can use for a stream of income. Everything. Customer service, socializing, teaching, fashion sketching. Yes. And more yes. Okay. I have another client who worked in higher education. So his experience, like one of the only male clients, I usually don't work with men because men will try you too. But one of the male clients that I do work with, he literally has years of experience in higher education. So because he has all of these years of working with college students, he's now going back to the university that he just retired from. First of all, he retired and he's not even 40 yet. That's a whole nother story. But he's going back to this university that he retired from and selling his services as a consultant. Let me just repeat that because y'all might not understand how big that is. So he was once a salaried employee at this university. Now we have packaged a training program where he's literally just taken the information out of his head, put it into a program, packaged it up, right? And is now going back to that same university that was paying him a salary and going to charge them for his consulting services, for the skills that he learned on their dime. Now, if that ain't a hustle, I don't know what is, all right? that's a hustle like out of this world. All right. So it can be done. I promise you, it's all about creativity. All right. So step one, you have to connect with your core. Step two, you have to really, really consider your expertise and your experiences. Once you've done all of that, now step 1 and 2, this isn't just like a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, I'm ready to do it type thing. It's going to take some time. All right. But once you've done that, then you'll be ready to craft your story. So one thing that one of my business coaches always likes to say, and I love it, so I like to say it too, other people may have your skill, but nobody has your story. So a big part in really, really monetizing this is crafting your story. And let me give you an example. And this example is good because it shows that it doesn't matter what your story is. Like the story doesn't necessarily have to be about the product. Now, my story with the Single Wives Club, that story obviously was about my product. So I'm a single woman. I've been through this experience. I was involved in this relationship. And because of it, I'm starting this support group for other single women, right? That's tied directly to the brand or to the product. But this story is an example of how you can just craft your own personal story and still turn it into a stream of income. So everybody knows about Supa, right? The crayon case. Mm-hmm. Supa's story and her personal brand really has nothing to do with makeup, right? I didn't start following Supa because she was like a bomb makeup artist. Now she does makeup all the time now because she has a, makeup line. But 90% of the people who are following her are not following her because she is a makeup artist, or because she's a makeup enthusiast, or because she does these makeup tutorials, right? People follow her. Why? Why do people follow Supa? Anybody? Why? Why do we follow her? Her realness, her story. She's funny, right? Her personality. I think the first video I ever saw, she was like roasting Trey. She was roasting her son. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the type of parent I want to be. Like, I could just relate. I don't have any kids, but I can relate to my future self as a mom. Because I could connect with her then, that got me hooked. I don't care if she's selling seasoning sauce, makeup, t-shirts, whatever it is that she's selling, right? Because of her story, because of her personality, because she has reeled me in, I'm here for it. She's crafted a story about her life. It's not about this product, right? Her story has nothing to do with makeup. Her story has to do with her story, her experience. So you want to think about what makes you you. What is that thing that's going to help people to connect with you? Now, again, that's two different examples. Your story might relate to your product or your program or the problem you solve, but it also might just be your personality. So what makes you you? Is it your personality? Is it your skill set? Is it your experience? Is it you literally being able to say, like, these are my skills? So sometimes your credentials make you you, right? Sometimes your personality, right? Cardi B is the perfect example. Cardi B didn't necessarily have any better skills than anybody else out there, but she had a super engaging, real, raw personality. She kept it really real and people loved her for it. So in crafting your story, you don't want to try to be like somebody else, right? If you don't have a funny personality, don't get on the gram and try to tell jokes. If you are not a dancer, don't get on the gram and try to make dance videos. If you are not, like, if that's not you, don't try to do that. But really, really figure out what makes you you. What is unique about you? So unique value proposition is a fancy way of saying, what is your secret sauce? What is that thing that can't nobody do like you do? What is that? For me, it's my voice, right? And I don't mean like the sound of my voice, although that is kind of unique too. It's my perspective. It's my opinion on things. It's my, it's the way that I choose to share my story. Those are the things that set me apart from everyone else. Everybody is talking about making money. Everybody is selling something. Everybody is hosting events. Everybody's doing travel. Everybody got a podcast. But one thing that sets me apart is my story. Being a teacher is relatable. Making that $32,000 salary is relatable. I think that I'm funny and I like to tell a joke or two sometimes. I think I'm pretty relatable. People can relate and connect to my story. So what is it about you that people can connect to or relate to? And you want to make sure this is coming from an authentic place. People will smell the phoniness a mile away, and you're not going to be able to keep up with it. Like if you start a fraudulent business, you are literally going to be trying to fake it till you make it, and you're never going to make it. Okay? Don't try to fake it till you make it, because you're not going to be able to keep up. All right? So really, really figure out what part of your story is the most relatable. And then on top of just sharing your story, be okay with sharing all of your story. Okay. So I follow Bianca from Kaden K Consulting on Instagram, right? Before I really, really knew Bianca, before I had been following her for a long time, one thing that I remember her posting that stood out was her son having a brain surgery. And because she shared this picture, the picture caught my attention. And then I read the caption, and in the caption, she talked about, what ailment her son had been born with, how, going through this particular struggle had taught her, so many skills, how she'd gotten so much strength, just a really, really personal story that had nothing to do with business, although she's a business consultant. But it was that story. It was her sharing a struggle, her sharing a challenge, her sharing just something really real about herself that helped me connect with her. And because of that, I wanted to know more about her. Because of that, I was interested in her services. Because of that, I wanted to scroll down her page and see what else she was talking about. So really, really being okay with sharing your entire story, not just sharing the good, the glitz and the glam, right? Also being willing to share your struggle. Also being willing to talk about where you've come from and how you got to where you are now. Being relatable, right? So really, really understanding that your story has to be a part of it. All right. Everybody can be selling. Everybody can be selling the same thing, but what is unique about how you're selling it? What's unique about how you're doing it? What's unique about the way that you are offering it? All right. Facts tell, stories sell. So instead of just creating this product and running down the list of facts, it's going to do this, it's going to do that, it's going to do this. Really, really talk about how this product can save a life. Really, really talk about the solution that it provides. All right. So connecting your story is a huge part in turning your idea into income. Are y'all with me? Is this making sense? Yes, 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 yes. All right. Cheer. All right. Let's keep rolling. So again, just a quick recap. Step 1, you got to connect with your core. Understand that your purpose is what pays you. Step 2, consider your experience and your expertise. Do not discount your skill set. Take everything, every experience into consideration. Step 3, craft your story. All right. Step 4. You have to connect with an audience, because guess what? And this is a problem that a lot of people have. Again, I'm talking to business owners and aspiring business owners on a daily basis. And a lot of people have amazing products, but nobody's buying. They got the product, but they don't have the people. And 9 times out of 10, the reason why nobody's buying is because they are not clear on who they are for. Guess what? Let me say this. You are not for everybody. Everybody's not your client. Remember that. No matter what product you sell, no matter what business you start, no matter what industry you are in, everyone is not for you. All right? And you're going to waste a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy, a lot of resources if you are out here operating like everybody is for you. All right. Trust me, been there, done that, not going back. Okay. When I started the Single Wives Club, I thought every single woman under the sun was a single wife. And I was quickly and rudely awakened. All right. Everybody is not for you. And until you get really, really clear about who needs you, I'm not just talking about like who will be okay with having you. You want to work with the people who feel like you are a dream come true. I want to work with clients who feel like, oh my God, like I have been struggling with trying to figure out how I can make this idea come to life. I've been struggling to figure out how I can really, really make this thing happen. I want to work with people who feel like I'm a dream come true. All right. I'm not like sloppy seconds. I want to work with the people who want to work with me. I'm not out here begging. I'm not out here thirsty looking for people to work with, because guess what? If I'm thirsty to work with you, y'all know what happens when you're thirsty. Let's keep it real. How many of y'all have ever chased a man? You ain't got to say me. You don't have to admit it, but I can admit it. I have. Okay. Worst decision in the world, because guess what? If you start off chasing, you're going to end up chasing. Once you start acting thirsty, you're going to have to keep up that act. So if I'm out here being desperate for clients, they're not going to want to pay me what I'm worth. They're not going to really value my time. They're not going to do the work. Like it's just not going to work. If I'm out here begging, right, and chasing, it's not going to be a reciprocal relationship. So think about it that way. It's the same way in a personal relationship as it is in a business relationship. You want to work with the people who want you. Just like you want to date the person who's head over heels, like all about you. You are it. They don't see nobody else, like you that one. You want your clients to feel that way too, so that they are running back to you. After this one purchase, they're coming back for more. Like one of my clients told me the other day, do not start. I posted something on Instagram that just said, I'm thinking about doing mentoring again. Do y'all think I should do it? And she literally DM'd me like, no, I voted no. Do not do it. I don't want to share. Those are the type of clients I want. Like if you aren't just in love with me and you don't want to let me out this idea, you want to figure out who it is that needs this. Whose problem are you solving? So one question that I like to ask people, like in doing introductions, is don't tell me what you do. Tell me what problem you solve. What problem do you solve? And then who has that problem? So in order to really, really connect with an audience, you got to know who needs you. So who needs you the most? I'm talking about like their life is just not going to be fulfilled without having this one thing. I talked to someone earlier that I interviewed for my podcast who created a special sunscreen for women of color. There are Black surfer. I've never met one, but there's a Black surfer out there somewhere in Hawaii who's surfing every day, looking ashy because they're wearing regular sunscreen that turns white and they're out there looking a mess. And every day they wish to themselves that they had sunscreen that wouldn't turn white and make them look ashy. This lady created a product that does that. Instead of going out here and trying to sell this sunscreen to people who don't even wear regular sunscreen, you want to connect with the person who needs what you have, who's been praying for this thing that you've developed, who knows that you are the solution to this problem that they experience on a daily basis. All right. If you are in the credit repair industry, you don't want to work with the person like me who is like, I'm working on my credit, but I'm coasting right now. You know, I'm cool. Like I'm not the person that's trying to buy a property next month or trying to get a new car next week or, you know, trying to get approved for a loan. I'm not that person. So for me, boosting my credit score 6,000 points right now is not at the top of my priority. Yes, I would love to improve, but that's not life or death for me right now. So if you are in the credit repair industry, you need to know who that life or death client is and how to go out and get them. That's how you can get clients that will pay your price, that won't try to haggle, that won't try to nickel and dime, that won't try to tell you that they, you know, can't afford it. Quick side note. For all of the existing business owners out there, let me just tell y'all something. I follow Miss Bling Miami on Instagram. And like 2 days ago, or it might have been yesterday, she posted that she was getting rid of all of her designer bags. I'm talking Chanel, YSL, her Gucci bags, like all of these beautiful bags, right? Y'all, she posted these bags at like 1 p.m. When I tell y'all, those bags were gone within a couple hours. And she was selling them for $2,700, $3,500, $5,500, like real prices. I'm not talking about no $200, $400, $500. She was selling these bags for big boy money, okay? Where did these ladies get this $5,000 to buy that bag in an hour? Where did they get it? As a business owner, all that taught me when I went to her website and saw all of those bags were sold out, I said, you know what? I'm about to go up on my prices. I am not playing any games with the people in 2019. I'm not doing it because I'm not about to be out here changing lives and helping these people make all of this money and they acting like they broke. They acting like my little fee is too much to pay, but you out here dropping $5,000 on a bag. I am not playing any more games. So for all of the business owners out there who have been lied to and swindled and bamboozled and people been telling you they can't afford your services, guess what? That is not your client. And from here on out, moving forward, from this day moving forward, we are no longer working with people we got to beg for money. All right, I'm not begging you to help you with your business. Like, come on, you need what I got. You need what I got. If you want this good strategy, you're going to have to pay for it because you buying these bundles, boo, and you're going to tell me, I did like a consultation call with somebody, and this lady in one breath told me about how she had been taking new photos, not nude, but new, N-E-W, had been taking new photos because she got the new iPhone X. And then later in the conversation told me that she could not afford to pay my fee, which happened to be less than this iPhone X. She got to tell me she couldn't afford it. And I didn't even have a rebuttal. I didn't even try to sell her because guess what? If you think that iPhone X is about to help you make the money that this session was going to help you make, baby, you're playing. And you are not my client because guess what? My client is ready to work. My client is ready to invest. My client sees the value in me and is not going to make all the excuses when it comes time to really put their money where their mouth is. So when you are creating your product, number one, yes, these people got money, okay? They are at all the brunches. They are on all the vacations, all the islands, buying all the bags. And then they're going to tell you that they got it. So don't lower your prices. Don't diminish your value. They got the coin. All right. So figure out who needs you the most. If you figure out who needs you the most, then that person will be willing to pay your price. All right. And then of course, who can relate to your story? So 9 times out of 10, whatever you were going through, or whatever problem you solve, there are people out there who have that problem. So as a single woman, I was feeling sad. I was feeling stuck. I was feeling lost, confused. And because I was having all of those feelings, it was easy for me to connect with other women who were having those feelings. So really, really dig deep and figure out the motive. Like that's why you got to go back to your core, because if you know your core is in helping women feel beautiful, you can figure out who your audience is, who that woman is that desperately needs to feel beautiful, that desperately needs that boost of confidence, what she's currently going through in her struggle, in her life, that she needs these services. You can really, really dig deep and figure out who you are meant to connect with. And I have this ideal client inventory that I share with my clients that asks some out of the box questions, because a lot of these, I know you've heard like figure out your target client and think about your client avatar and all of this stuff. A lot of those quizzes and classes teach you like some really basic, like generic type of ways to figure out who your ideal client is. But this inventory that I created really asks you like some in-depth questions about like what she's going through right now in life. Like what does this person really, really need right now? What is she afraid of right now? Like, what is her challenge? What is she going through? Who are her influences? Like really, really digging deep to connect with the core of your audience so that when you post on social media, when you send out an email, when you are really, really creating a blog or marketing to your audience, that woman feels like, oh my God, you are talking to me. Oh my God, I need X, Y, and Z. Oh my God, I need to click buy right now. Oh my God, I need exactly what you have. Like that is the feeling that you want your audience to have. And so in order for them to have that feeling, you have to really, really be able to connect with them and know them on that level. All right, last but not least, in order to turn your idea into income, so you have connected to your core, you've gotten clear about your purpose, you've considered your experiences, you've crafted your story, you've connected with your audience. Now you are ready to create the solution that audience needs and then start selling it. In order to create any type of income, you have to be selling something. You can only make money by exchanging goods or services for currency. That's the only way to create income. Okay. So you got to sell something. So if you signed up for this class and you thought, okay, I'm about to teach you a way to make money without selling something, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but that's impossible. You got to be selling something, whether it's a product or a service. So you might just be selling your skills. You might just be selling the information that's in your head, but you got to be selling something. So again, really, really figure out what problem you solve, right? So I'll use myself as an example. With the Single Wives Club, the problem that I solved was providing support, so a safe space for single women, because y'all know they don't treat single ladies right. Like they talk so shady about single women, like we are just the forgotten people of the earth or something. So the Single Wives Club was a safe space, a support group for single ladies to talk, share, fellowship, all that good stuff. That was the solution I was providing, as well as resources. So relationship readiness resources for single women who didn't want to be single, who wanted to prepare for a healthy, happy relationship. That was the solution I was providing. Now, the way that I provided that solution was in online classes, webinars, digital downloads. So I had audio lessons. I did live workshops. I had merchandise, right? All of these different products and services were still the solution. They were still solving the problem. So you want to start with the problem and then create the products. So if I had I wish I could draw on my screen, but if I was doing like a mind map, in one bubble, I would put solution or problem. I would put problem. And then underneath it, I would put the product that the solution provides. So the problem, single women need support. The solution, support group. The product would be a monthly membership, which is what we have for the Single Wives Club, a membership program. So really, really figuring out what your audience needs and then creating oh my God, I'm getting tongue tied. And then creating a product to solve that problem. All right. So let's put it all together, because I've kind of broken up the 5 steps, but this is how you can literally answer the questions in all 5 steps in order to turn it into a stream of income. So this is how you make it make sense. So step 1 was all about connecting with your core. So let's say you answer those questions for yourself. Crystal said, is the product the same as the solution? So it can be. So in my example, the solution is support. Let's say as a single woman, I feel alone. All my friends are married with kids now. I just need support, somebody to talk to. So my solution is the support. That's what you need. The product is the membership. So the membership is the product, but the solution that the membership solves is support, if that makes sense. All right, so here's how we put it all together. Let's say after you connect with your core and you answer those questions, you get real with yourself, you realize that your whole life you've loved beautiful things and you've enjoyed helping others feel beautiful. That's just something that you notice has always been true about yourself. Then you consider your experiences and your expertise. You've always loved dressing up, looking pretty. People always compliment you. You love going shopping. You go shopping for other people. Your friends sometimes ask you to help them get dressed, help them pick out clothes for special occasions. Then you start to craft your story. Based on you looking the part, based on you putting so much effort and energy into your appearance, because of the way you take pride in your appearance, you've been able to get this opportunity. You've been able to get this gig. I know fashion stylists who have literally been booked for like celebrity shoots just based on their own appearances. So maybe based on your appearance, you've gotten this new opportunity, or you've gotten this amazing, life-changing something. So how does your story relate to the fact that you love beautiful things and you love getting dressed up and going shopping? Who could benefit from looking better so they'd feel better? So who would your audience be? If you create a solution that's going to help someone look better and feel better, because that's what you love helping people look better and feel better, who is that person that needs to look better and feel better? Who needs to pay close attention to their appearance? Right? So that's what you want to ask yourself. This is literally me just going through these 5 steps like I want you to go through these 5 steps. And then 5, this is where you'll figure out what the solution is. So the solution is they need help with their image. The product is image consulting services. The solution is they need their closet organized. The product is closet curation. So you go in and you put stuff together, you help them figure out how to pair things that they already own. This is how you can literally turn your love for getting dressed up, helping other people get dressed up, going shopping, picking out clothes. This is how you can turn that idea or that love, that passion, into a stream of income. One more example. Let's say you are someone that's super organized and detail oriented. You've always been like that teacher's helper when you were a kid. You were like the teacher's pet. You were the chairperson for student organizations. Maybe you were in a Greek organization in college and you were like always the chairperson, always the planner, always, that go-to person. Maybe because of your attention to detail, you've been able to help those around you get tasks done easier, or people often come to you for specific things, and you've always been able to exceed expectations and meet deadlines because you're so organized and detail oriented. Who are some people who could benefit from being better organized? Who are some people that are willing to pay you to take tasks off their plate? Who's too busy to manage the small details? So what type of person do you need to connect to that needs this solution that you can provide? And then the products that you can create a personal assistant business. You can offer concierge services. You can do administrative or convenience services. So this is literally step by step how you can take the skills you have, the story you crafted, and turn it into a brand new stream of income. Hopefully this is making sense. All right, so real quick, write down, if you can relate to any of these, write down the number that describes you. All right, so if any of these describe you, write it down. Love helping people. If you love helping people, write down a number 1. You love helping people. Are you a huge research fanatic, AKA a nerd? No shame, no shame, no shame. If you happen to be a nerd, write down number 2. You love doing research. You're very thorough. Are you an analytical thinker? If you are, number 3. You enjoy teaching, tutoring, training. Number 4. You love technology. So are you like me? Like as soon as AOL came out, you've been hooked ever since. You're a natural people person. Believe it or not, I'm an introvert. Most people don't believe me when I tell them, but it's true. Are you a natural people person? Can you just like walk into the room and make small talk? If so, number 6. Worked in corporate America for 5 or more years. Anybody? If so, number 7. You're obsessed with fashion or beauty. I have homegirls that are just like all pink, all glitter, all sequin, everything. Is that you? If so, number 8. Organized and able to multitask. Are you like type A, super structured, everything on time, on schedule, deadlines met? Is that you? Can you relate? Yay or nay? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so it looks like everybody can relate to one of these. And the beautiful thing is if you can identify with at least one, which I feel like everybody within the sound of my voice can identify with at least one. If you can identify with at least one, then that means that you have something that we can build a strategy around to create a new stream of income. All right. You have something, you have a foundation, whether it's you love to help people, you might just be a good listener. There is literally a business that you can build, a stream of income that you can start with your listening skills. Trust me. Okay. Believe me when I say it. So if you have any of these skills, and of course, any of the skills that I've talked about developing businesses around earlier, you already have what it takes. You got the skills to pay the bills. All right. So now I want to talk about making this all make sense. Hopefully at this point, your creative juices are flowing. Type a quick yes or maybe a hell yes if you're real excited. If any of this has been helpful, if you feel like, okay, I got an idea, I got something, like there's something that I can do. Even if it's just one thing. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Perfect. All right. So now let's talk about how we can actually structure this thing and how I can help y'all secure this new bag in the new year. So which one of these best describes you? Would you say A, you have an idea and you're ready to strategize? So you're like, okay, I know that I love handbags, but I don't really know what to do with it. Is that you? You know what you love, but you don't know what to do. If so, that's an A. If you don't really have an idea and you kind of need help developing it, that would be B. So A is like, okay, I love lashes and I want to start a lash line, but I don't really know how to start a lash line. That's A. B is, I love beauty, but I don't really know what to do with my love for beauty. And then C is, I have a lash line, but I'm not really selling no lashes. I need some help with the shmoney. I need a strategy. All right, let's see. We got some A's. Okay, we got a good mix. So my C's are existing business owners. We got a lot of C's too. All right. All right, so we got a good mix in here. Everything playing but the finances. D, none of the above. That's funny. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the solutions, right? We talked about the problem. The problem is, I got an idea, but your girl don't know what to do with it. So let's talk about the solutions, AKA how to make your next move your best move. All right. So again, we want to take advantage of this new year and get to this new bag. And I am super passionate and also very excited about these new programs that I have rolling out that you all are literally the first to hear about. So I promised you, if you stayed around to the end, I had some exclusive goodness for y'all. So the time that you've been waiting for is finally here. Okay, get excited, because I'm excited. So 3 of the things that I have for you all to help make your next move your best move. Number 1, which is super new, and this is literally the first time I'm even talking about it, is my personalized profit plans that I'm creating. And so this personalized profit plan is literally a fully detailed strategy to develop your new stream. So it has all of the components that you are going to need to literally pick up this plan and put it into action. All right. So it outlines the product that you should sell based on your skills, based on your strengths, the people that you should serve, right? Who needs this the most? The price point that you should sell it at. Yes, I'm even going to give you a price point. And then the platforms that you can use to promote it. So the personalized profit plan is literally just that, a solid plan that you can literally print off and put into place. New Stream School, you may have heard about when I did it this summer. It's a 12-week self-guided program. So since it's self-guided, that means it could take you 2 weeks. It could take you 12 weeks. You can work through it at your own pace, but it's literally a step-by-step system to fully develop your idea into a new stream. So number one, or if you are the person that has an idea, but you don't really know how to structure it, then New Stream School would be for you. If you're the person that is like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't know my purpose. I really need help. I know that I like getting dressed up, but I don't really know what to do with it. Then the personalized profit plan would be for you. And then if you are like that next level entrepreneur, like or letter C, if that's you, then I'm not even going to really talk about the Mastermind Intensive, because that price point is like way next level. It's not for everybody. So if you are interested in the Mastermind, which is an intensive, so it's 9 weeks, literally a masterclass and a call every single week. So it's an intensive support and accountability group, again, only for intermediate entrepreneurs. It focuses on everything from incorporating events, incorporating travel, if you want to do a podcast, like literally A to Z, all of the elements that you'll need to build out your existing business. So that one is not for new entrepreneurs. So tonight, specifically, what I'm super excited to share with you all and what I have an offer for you all for is the personalized profit plan. But as a warning, as a disclaimer, you have to be willing to work. So my due diligence, like my promise to you, is I'm going to send you this inventory, and it's a very thorough, like a fun quiz though. It's not like gonna take you an hour to do, but it's a really thorough inventory that asks you a bunch of questions to help me learn more about the strengths and the skills that you have. So what you like to do, what you have experience doing, all of those types of things. I'm going to do my due diligence to put this into a profit plan. So based on the skills you have, based on the things that you want to do, you are doing, you have done in the past, this is the product you could be selling, who you could be selling it to, how much you should be selling it for, and how you can sell it on Instagram, via email, via YouTube. So literally a detailed plan, almost like a business plan for this one stream of income that you can literally put into action. All right. And aside from me just giving you the plan, because again, a lot of times we pay for this stuff, we take these classes, we sign up for this coaching, and then it's crickets. We don't really do nothing with it. So to make sure you actually do something with it, once I create your personalized profit plan for you, we're going to hop on a private strategy session to discuss how you are going to implement this. Like, you are not going to get away with just getting your plan and riding off into the sunset. I need to know how you are going to fully implement this new stream, because I want to be able to brag on you. Like, I love bragging on my clients. I love talking about how amazing you all are, how you went from being broke, busted, and disgusted and mad at your job to, feeling financially free and living your best life. So you are definitely going to be held accountable with that one-on-one session. So in addition to just getting the profit plan, we're also going to have that strategic planning session to talk about your implementation strategy. So I told y'all the price is going up for 2019, but for your eyes only. That's why that says for your eyes only. This is literally just for the people who signed up for this this webinar. So regular price for the profit plan is $697. And I promise you the price is going up in 2019 because y'all bought those bags way too fast, and I'm not playing with y'all. So $697 is the regular price. But for everyone within the sound of my voice who signs up to get their profit plan, which again is the personalized PDF and the one-on-one strategy session, the price is only $497. And in addition to the already discounted price, I'm going to throw in a second strategy session. So instead of just one strategic planning session, you will have 2 sessions. So you'll also have a follow-up session. So I'll give you a chance to work, to implement the profit plan, and then we'll hop on the phone so I can answer any other questions that you have and recommend any additional resources moving forward. So that's a bonus that I'm going to throw in for everybody who takes action and gets their profit plan tonight. In addition to that, you're also going to get a free profit planner. So a digital planner that will help you stay organized with your new stream of income. So you should by now have received, let's see, did it go out? By now you should have received, let me see. You should have received an email from me with a link to, let's see, did it go out or no? You should receive an email from me with the link to sign up. If you did not receive that email yet, it's cool because I'm about to put the link in the chat box. And again, those bonuses are only for the people who take fast action and get in where they fit in tonight. So you don't need a discount code. I've already sent you the link with the discounted price. It's $497. The other thing that I didn't mention is that the only thing that's due tonight, if you want to sign up and get take advantage of those bonuses, is $97 to get started. So there is a payment plan available. If you like, girl, I don't have the coins to pay in full right now. That's cool. I already know how y'all do. The only thing that's due in order to access the bonuses tonight is the $97, and then the rest of the payment is split. So $97 due tonight before midnight in order to get that second bonus session, as well as the free digital planner. And then once we activate your personal profit plan, you're literally going to receive 2 master classes. So 2 master classes that will give you more examples of different income streams, different things that you can be doing already right now to make money. In addition to the 2 master classes, you'll complete that inventory so that I'll get all of that information about your strengths, your skill set, your experiences, your expertise, all that good stuff. And then I'll send you the profit plan. And then once you've had time to review that profit plan, then we'll hop on the phone for that strategy session to go over it and talk about your action steps to implement. All right. So $97 to secure your spot before midnight. Get in where you fit in. I'm super excited to help y'all in this new year secure this new bag. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask away. So I'm going to give you all just a few minutes. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the chat box. If you think of questions later, you can hit reply to the email that you've just received with the link. And if not, we are going to end this thing. Let me see. I think I got a question. 12 p.m. Eastern. Yes, Jessica, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So about 2 hours and 20 minutes. 2 hours and 20 minutes. New Stream School. Okay, so New Stream School. New Stream School is $897. The personalized profit plan is $697, but for you all, it's $497. And then the mastermind intensive is $2K. And yes, that's a little K at the end. So that's big bucks, baby. That's big bucks. You got to email me for those details. But yes, if you are interested in New Stream School, Jennifer, or the mastermind intensive for all of my existing intermediate business owners, definitely email me for more info on that. Again, the personalized profit plan is available for you all. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing a giveaway. Real quick, I got a giveaway. I'm going to do 3 winners. This is all you got to do. In order to be one of my 3 lucky winners, post something in your stories that shares one thing that you learned. So you don't have to post it on your real page. One thing, just share one thing that you learned and tag me or DM it to me. One thing that you learned tonight, one thing that you're taking away, one aha moment. And I'm going to pick 3 random winners. So go over to Instagram, Shoot me a DM. Share one thing that you've learned. I appreciate y'all. And I will slide back in your DMs if you are the winner. All right. I'll be sending out this replay tomorrow if you missed any part of it. If you have any questions, hit reply on the email. I love y'all. Peace out.